Hello everyone, and welcome back to our adventure. In episode 1, things were very chaotic. We had mental breaks, disasters, and absolutely no progress made. We're already down to 2 colonists, and today we're going to put our foot down, hopefully make some progress, and see if we can turn things around. Let's get straight into it. Immediately, Cassandra has decided to throw a warg at us, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Unfortunately, Genevieve has a bit of an issue with hitting targets, so Benny has to run in, solve the problem himself. And he's got the job done. A few hits later and the warg is down, but with Benny in a bad way, we need to get him to a bed. Make sure he's alright. While we're picking up the pieces, we get a little visit from Ula, and clearly their inability to trade has broken Genevieve, who has decided to take a sad walk around the pantry. With wood running low, we can't fill our coolers, we can't light the torches, so Benny gets onto harvesting wood. Hopefully that will improve their mood, make things a bit better for them. It was now when I realised they were both running around with the clothes literally hanging off their backs, so it was time to have a look at the apparel policies, see if we can do something to make sure that they wear decent clothing. With the clothing issue sorted, we start to plan out a defensive area around the wall, just so we can filter people down into a one-wide corridor so it's easier to deal with. However, with the lack of resources that we have, it's simply a plan. Next, it's time to start planning out some bedrooms of some sort, just to get them out of the wooden shack that they're currently living in. However, during this process, Benny's decided that he wants to go for a wander. Cassandra also decides to throw a mad tortoise at us, which is fine. I've got plenty of time to carry on planning before I need to worry about that. With the room planning in hand, we bring Genevieve out to fight the tortoise. However, just like last time, she doesn't seem to hit it at all, multiple times. We try to put some distance between Genevieve and the tortoise, however she does get bitten on the left leg while trying to make a dash for it. As she hasn't put a round on target yet, we're dropping her back even further, to see if she can hit the target. Finally she hits it, causing it to crumple. And I figure best thing we can do is to put it out of its misery. It's taken Genevieve 50 rounds to put that tortoise down, but at least it's done. Just in time for our first raid from the Tuxedo League. The Tuxedo League are a tribal faction. One of them's brought a bow, the other one has a knife. Both of them have a reasonable skill set, so ideally we want to try and capture one of these at least. As Genevieve starts putting rounds down range, Shark runs towards us, at which point Benny comes out to deal with a problem at hand. With one problem down, Genevieve starts firing on Corana, as Benny runs in to put that one to bed. And after a brief melee, Benny is victorious. And now with the new plans for the bedrooms in place, we can finally put down some walls out of sandstone and finally get them some new bedrooms. A war refugee named Denyu crashes out of a transport pod just outside of storage. We will take him in as the stats would fill a few gaps in the colony. But we capture him to take no chances. And as the healing process begins, we can start to look towards the construction side of things again. Genevieve has started to put the walls up. It's nice to be looking at something a bit more permanent than what we had before. Benny's pain has put him into an insulting spree, and he's going to pick Genevieve as the target. Which is an error. She just started a chess game, and she's not happy. So we get her to beat him into submission. While clearing the ground for the new buildings, a shaman merchant from the Barbarous Covenant arrives. We get Genevieve to trade, but they have nothing noteworthy. We sell our spare bits and bobs to get some silver. As the temperatures increase, our colonies start to suffer from heat stroke. As a result, we periodically move them into the cooler areas of their build, just to bring that down, keep their mood in check. The next thing to be thrown at the colony is a wild boar. We get both colonists to stack on the door so they can move out together. As per usual, Genevieve can't hit the target and Benny has to compensate for her inability. A flash storm has arrived, but thankfully it's far enough from the colony that it's not going to cause us any problems this time. And as the fire spreads, we get attacked by a manhunt pack of 4 man-eating squirrels. As per usual, Genevieve leaves 90% of the effort to Benny. Just as a transport pod crashes nearby, Genevieve gets the plague. Froro, this 56-year-old hunter doesn't have much to offer, but we take him in as we could do with some better ranged damage. Despite her sickness, we choose Genevieve to go and capture, as she will tend the wounds immediately. Still with only 2 colonists, we receive a quest for a stash of supplies. It would be too risky to do now. Genevieve has the plague and has just got muscle parasites. In the meantime, prisoner Denu has gone berserk due to pain. So we send Benny in to put this little uprising to bed. Froro has decided he wants to join the colony, which is fantastic news. We're now up to 3 colonists. But Benny has lost it again and is having a tantrum. Although I'd probably have this break over any other. Following on from Denu's previous beating, he now has an infection mid-recruitment, so we need to look at tending towards that. The good news is Denu has decided to join us, but we'll need to double up with Benny until the new rooms are complete. The bad news, on the other hand, is he almost immediately decides to die because of Benny's beating. It's now Froro's turn to start insulting Genevieve, and we both know that's going to end. Realising general lack of resources and sandstone, we have to get Benny to focus on slate so we can build those buildings quicker. And then we start changing all of those buildings to slate instead. An incoming raid from the Moravian appears to the south, consisting of Harry, Zippy and Hitomi. We'll capture any that we can. Genevieve and Froro take cover behind the kitchen and focus on Hitomi while Benny makes a run for Zippy. While everyone's focusing on targets, Harry has kindly set light to the dining room. Now with everyone out of the fight, I get Benny to capture Zippy, while Genevieve and Ferrero attempt to stop Harry from escaping. But I guess it's time to start looking at a new dining room. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment or subscribe so the YouTube gods can work in my favour. Episode 3 will be out shortly, but what will be the latest in our colony story? Thank you again, and I hope to see you soon.